Luis is one of the leading scientists in the field of brain evolution, and is the creator of these prosomeric models, which means that he established new coordinates in the atlas of brain anatomy. The first question we want to ask you, in your whole life working in brain evolution, have you find some general laws? There are general laws that can describe the evolution of the brain?
Well, I would say that basically the evolution uses what it has before. So you start with what you already have, and then you introduce variations, and then there is a selection that supposedly selects what works better, and that is how evolution advances. So basically, my main conclusion from looking at most of the brains of vertebrates is that there is a basic schema, what we call a Bauplan, so an organization plan of all the brains, which is the same. That's the conservative part of evolution. When we think of evolution, we just think that changes and changes and changes. But basically, there is some aspects of the structures that don't change at all. There's like a very conservative arrangement of parts of the brain, and that is only very superficially and change maybe in quantities, how many cells here, how many cells there, sizes of fields or whatever, and occasionally there are some novel functional developments because new connections appear or new circuits are arranged and so on. Mainly, I think, because of the quantitative proportions are altered, and initially only quantities are changed, and a time arrives after many million years, probably, when suddenly these changed quantitative relationships lead to a novel sort of circuitry or functional potency or whatever that appears as an innovation, and what Streeter calls key innovations. No?
Exactly.
He likes to place emphasis on these key innovations as the pathway of evolution. I stand on the other side. I like to emphasize the plan that stays the same. Even though there are, of course, key innovations there now and then, after many million years, but basically the brain stays as it was. It only adapts slightly by changing quantities of the variables in the model. There are limits to what it can do. There are variations it cannot do, because then you die, or the embryo dies. Either the embryo or the newborn or the adult dies or without descendants, and that is being selected against. I would concentrate on everything that is marked by complicated possibilities. So for instance, our capacity to live in bigger societies, in bigger groups of humans, that is characteristic of humans against the monkeys. For instance, they may be a group of monkeys, they are 20, 40, 50, but never more than that. While humans, we are in the millions. So we live together with millions of other people. Of course, there are problems, but we have been able to develop societal rules and societal behavior that needs to be working out in the brains of each individual in order to be able to relate to the others. And this living in society also has led, by chance, or I don't know why, but to magnificent creations of the human mind, like all the artistic aspects, science also, and so on, all this philosophy, poetry, theater, literature, any graphic arts, and so on, all this excellence of the human brain in creation, in producing new new phenomena in a way that somehow are communicated to the other people in our society. So it's an activity that is thought out for being communicated, to be in a group of humans. And do you like this thing I showed you, or do you like this I tell you, or whatever? So we are interested in dialoguing one with another. This is what it makes us, this complexity is what makes us human, I think.
Exactly.
The theory says, yes, if you cannot stop evolution if you stay alive for more million years. So, but we will not change in 100,000 years. We need minimum 1 or 2 million years.
I have a question. More than a question, Ugo told me that you make beautiful drawings.
Well,
yeah. Would you please show me some and you know, would you tell me how this artistic ability helped you in your researches, in your interpretation of what you were seeing?
Because I also told her that many scientists were also very good artists, like Cajal.
You see this?
Oh yes, they're beautiful.
It's a schema of the brain that typically I draw this in the blackboard for my students and so on. I do these sort of things. Huh?
I cannot even draw a flower. So imagine.
Well, I was trained in drawing as I was a child. I like very much drawing. So I used to copy drawings by Tintoretto and Michelangelo and so on. As a child, I used to spend hours copying drawings by these masters and so on. And then with many years of experience in the blackboard and so on. But basically what you do is to copy an idea in your mind. So you first develop the idea in your mind and then you simply copy it. So drawing it is not so difficult. The most difficult thing is to think it out. So that is the work of the morphologist. You have to abstract information, synthesize some image in your mind, and then you can produce a schemata.
Perfecto. Oh, Luis, thank you really very much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure and a honor.